Hello. How you doing? Great to see you back here for I'm getting punched in the stomach here, this Mike. I haven't put on weight since last year, honest. Somebody says differently. Welcome to Glasgow Caledonian University for day 4 of Celtic Connections on campus. Delighted to see another fantastic crowd out here again today. Brilliant to see some great acts. Just before we start, we've had one call off, unfortunately, so poor Mary Gallagher is not unable to come to play for you today. But she's hoping to be back next year, so we'll just need to keep a space for her for next year. So we get 3 acts, and I said to William, so what will we do? Does that just give me another 20 minutes to talk to the audience and tell jokes, or can we let? So that was the reaction from him as well. So we've asked our lovely acts to play a bit longer for us here. You're going to hear even more of the 3 fantastic acts we've got for you today. So I'm going to introduce you to a newly formed group, Ape House. I don't know if you remember Craig in the middle. Craig's played with us a couple of times, but this time he's joined by Lackey and Wallace, and they are called Ape House. Put your hands together for Ape House.
Thanks very much. So, aye, we're Ape House. We've been playing together for a wee while now. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted. This mic doesn't seem to be up for high-paced jig playing, but nonetheless, see if we can sort that out in a minute. So, we had some jigs for you there to start off with. The first is a jig by Lackey called Nutella Stick Now. The last tune was also written by Lackey. It's called Daredevil. I wrote the middle one. The middle one's called Ruse Appin Birthday Shenanigans, written for a pal of mine. Couldn't go to his birthday do, so I wrote a tune for him instead. I'll leave the rest to Lackey from here.
Thanks very much. Yeah, so those first two tunes were really sort of just things happened. Daredevil is about it's about hitting a deer with your car, because I come from the Highlands and it's a very real problem up there. And yeah, we're going to carry on now with a set of tunes, yeah, both of which I wrote. The first one is called The Composition Catch, which is about, so where I live basically, I live in a shed. It's a bit better than it sounds. It's a nice shed. I built it with my dad. It was a nice summer project, and it's got this sofa in there that he had left over from one of his building projects. Someone didn't want it, and it's the most comfortable sofa ever. And one night, I think it was about 3 in the morning, I was sitting on the sofa with my guitar, half asleep, and ended up writing this tune. So, yeah, there you go.
Hi everyone, you're having a nice, it is afternoon now. Yeah, you'll notice that I didn't speak earlier and the other two spoke because I have very notoriously bad and boring chat. So anyway, thanks to Lackey for writing basically most of the tunes we play. Those two ones are gorgeous. I love those two altogether. But we'll go on. We'll play a jig that I learned from the playing of Ryan Young. And I remember seeing this on, I think I saw it on YouTube, and he played it absolutely beautifully, and I had to go away and learn it. So we're going to tear off into that, and then we're going to play a tune that I learned from the playing of Artie McGlynn, who passed away recently. But yeah, he was massive inspiration to guitar players basically everywhere. So yeah, we're going to crack on with those tunes after I tune the fiddle.
If he seems at all flustered, it's because he was an hour and a half late to the sound check this morning. Not his fault. It's Celtic Connections. You got to give them a pass for this one.
You're a glass, mate. Thanks very much. We're gonna. Is this our last set? Is it? Yeah. Okay. So this is our last set now, and it's this is one of my small pieces of input here. Is a tune I wrote, which I had a real struggle naming for a long time. We were recording our EP, and the boy said, "Look, listen, if you don't come up with a name for this, we're calling it Wallets in D." And I was just like, "No, please." So something like that did end up on the EP, kind of
And
uploaded eventually.
he was so desperate to get the name done in time that he didn't get it done in time, and it was called Wallets in D.
I did eventually come up with a name for it, though. I wrote it at my mate's house, and it's called The Palm Room. And following that is a traditional Irish trick called The Old Favourite. You'll maybe hear some of the inspirations for that. Thanks very much for Connections on Campus for having us. Thanks very much for the folk on sound. Really amazing work, and thanks for putting up with the tardiness here. And it's been fantastic. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to these ones. Cheers.
Oh, and just in case anyone didn't quite catch that, Wallace mentioned that this track is in our EP, which you can find on our SoundCloud or Bandcamp pages, and both of those are accessible through our Facebook, which is just @ApeHouseBand. We're also on Instagram. This is a bit of a shameless plug, but Wallace has to get his cello out, and I thought it would be a good time. Thank you very much.
That's it from us. Have a good day.
Let's hear again for Lackey, Craig and Wallace, also known as 8 Pows. What a fantastic start to day 4 here at Celtic Connections on campus. You guys can shuffle off stage if you want to at the moment. Just feel free while I entertain the audience or bore them to death, one or the other. What I wanted to say was, Brian wanted your opinion on something. He's changed the lighting for me because it's obviously very important you can see me. He's changed the lighting for me, so he's got 2 settings he wants to show you. So that is just me, and that's me with an enormous reading light so I can read these notes because I'm getting, yeah? Oh, there we are. That's me with an enormous reading light so I can read these notes now because I'm getting very old. I can't see anything. So if you want to hear more of the guys, I think they might have an EP. Is that right? I think you mentioned it. But obviously they've got our Facebook page and all that. We also have a Facebook page and you can find out more about the acts on there. Look up Trad TV as well and Celtic Music Radio page. I'm kind of going ahead myself in there. Forgot to say, of course, we're going out on Celtic Music Radio, or broadcast live on Celtic Music Radio across the world, and to somewhere else. Okay, to Dunoon, of course. I've got them primed. So we go out to Dunoon as well. Our good partner down there. Some of those guys come up and see us as well during the festival. It's great. So thanks to all those people involved in doing that. And I say we're video streamed live on Trad TV. So thanks to all the guys at Trad TV for doing that. So if you want to see any of the acts again, if you go to YouTube and search for Trad TV, or go to Celtic Music Radio to listen to the acts again, that'd be great. We're going to turn the stage around for our next fantastic act for you. So don't go away anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Hello again. No, I'm de- I'm not quite now. I'm not quite. I'm definitely back. Delighted to welcome back onto the stage our next act, who was with us last year, and also had the privilege of seeing him playing at the Coastal Connections Day. Did anybody else go to Coastal Connections at Celtic Connections? Yeah, a lot of folk. I thought it was a great day. How did you find it? Great, fabulous. You're dipping in and out of little bits of pieces. I saw some great acts here, so I hope that's get repeated. So Barry was playing at that as well. He's got another career going as well, which he's trying to merge together. So I hope he doesn't mind. I'm going to do a bit of a sales job for him.
Please.
He does. He's a qualified master mariner. He's keeping me right here. So he mentioned this last year. He talked about sailing around the world. But he sails around these massive sailing ships. It's not talking wee thingies, it's massive sailing ships. And he's managed to merge the two things together. So he runs these fantastic trips during the summer where he sails around different parts of Scotland and Ireland. And it's called Session and Sail. Look it up. I think it's got some leaflets here as well. And you get to spend a week on this fantastic sailing ship, and you get to play with some great musicians like Barry and lots of other people, and go into visits lots of pubs and do lots of sessions. It looks absolutely amazing. So I just can't wait. I'm saving my pennies now. It's fantastic. So, but he's also obviously here to play for you today. We're delighted to welcome back Barry Nisbet.
Hi, ladies and gents. Pleasure to be here, and so nice to see you all. Are you having a good festival? Have you had some good music? Fantastic. Well, I hope you like what I've got for you today. As Patrick states, I'm a sailor. I'm a Shetlander, turned musician, turned music student. If you've got Shetland connections, I'm from Cullivo, up in the north end of Yell. And I'm going to sing a song that I wrote quite a few years ago, just now. In good Scottish tradition, this is a song I wrote about home when I was actually a long, long way away. It's called Come in the Summertime. Come in the summertime, when the days are long and we can come home late, watch the sun come up. Come in the summertime, for sunny days remind me of you and the places that we traveled to. Come in the summertime, for that is when my world is in its prime. I've told you it's so fine. Come in the summertime, I will take you to the places that I promised that we'd go to on those long nights. Out here in the wilderness, I sit without a friend, but I am fine, 'cause the stars above are old friends of mine, old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Come in the summertime, we can hear the waves come rushing up the beach, and nowhere's out of reach. Come in the summertime, we can cast our souls aloft to catch the wind and see just where it takes us. Out here in the wilderness, I sit without a friend, but I am fine, 'cause the stars above are old friends of mine, old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Come in the summertime, we can relive all those moments from the past. We lead such lives, you and I. Come in the summertime, we can play our music like we used to do when we had the chance to. Come in the summertime, we can walk beneath the starry northern sky. Oh, star of mine. Come in the summertime, we can dream about the future, 'cause we're dreamers and we're doers, you and I. Out here in the wilderness, I sit without a friend, but I'm fine, 'cause the stars above are old friends of mine, old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. Thanks very much. I had to put you in the mood for an afternoon doze, but the next song is called The Forest Lullaby. This is a brand new song, and hopefully it's not sleep-inducing, but here we go, Forest Lullaby. Close your eyes, my dear, and dream of the forest and the creatures that live within, where the ash stands tall as the wind shakes her leaves and the birds make their homes in her limbs. A rabbit today, tomorrow a lapwing. All things have their ways to survive. There'll be days when you climb, there'll be days when you'll burrow, and trust me, there'll be days when you'll fly. Now you come to me, down and alone, and I promise you're neither of those. But I know all too well, when the larch casts his seeds, he must wait to see where they grow. A squirrel today, tomorrow a heron. All things have their ways to survive. There'll be days when you spend, there'll be days when you'll gather, and trust me, there'll be days when you fly. Close your eyes, my dear, and dream of the flowers that grow where the brown leaves once lay. Hard times are soil for the strongest of fruits, and the forest greens after the rain. A red deer today, tomorrow an osprey. All things have their ways to survive. There'll be days when we'll swim, there'll be days when we'll forage, and trust me, there'll be days when we'll fly. There'll be days when we'll swim, there'll be days when we'll sing, oh, and trust me, there'll be days when we'll fly. For my next song, I'm going to start by asking you a very divisive question. Don't worry, it's not that one. Or that one. I'm going to ask you if you believe in ghosts. Okay, a few believers here, that's great. I was also going to say that I think in the Caledonia University, with the sun streaming in the window at 2 in the afternoon, it's easy to say, nah, I don't believe in ghosts. But when you're standing in an old castle in Orkney at 2 in the morning, when it's pitch dark, it's slightly harder to say no to that question. And this song is also a brand new song. And it's about a castle in the island of Westray in Orkney. Has anybody been there? Right, great. Noltland Castle in Westray, yeah? My mother's family all come from Westray, so family holidays were generally spent there. And a lot of the time as kids, we'd be in the castle, generally getting up to no good, climbing and going places we shouldn't. But there would always be the conversation too, imagine how it would feel to come back to the castle midnight when it's dark. I bet there's lots of ghosts here. And so, of course, one night when I was about 11, sneaked out of the house, 2 in the morning, walked up the dark road, and you know how dark it is in Westray at 2 in the morning. Up to the castle, just this shadowy form of an old building, and crawled through one of the little windows that an 11-year-old can just get through, stood there in the darkness. And the castle's full of stalactites, so there'd be little drips falling. You could hear them. And when you've got a fairly active imagination, it's easy to hear those drips and think, footsteps. And then there's other noises as well. There's the sound of the winds blowing through the windows. It could easily be imagined to have maybe the voice of a young woman. And so just standing there with all these noises and all this imagination running wild, and other noises as well. I don't even know what that was. This song is called The Ghost of Gilbert Balfour. Balfour was the man who had the castle built back in the 1500s. Who's this that steps into my room? Cold footsteps on my tomb, and wakes me from my rest as I was sleeping. It's a lad and he is fair. I'll ruffle up his hair and whisper in his ear as he stands trembling. Oh, it's been so very long since somebody heard my song, the one I used to sing when I was scared. I was singing it back when a group of Gilbert's men came and brought me here to labour at the castle. Now the ghost of Gilbert Balfour still haunts my very bones, though he laid them down 400 years ago. And the hooves of long-gone horses still clatter on the stones, and Noltland prays that he's no coming home. Na 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 da 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 na 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 da 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 da. My mother used to say that men like him were raised to believe in nothing but the right of their dominion. With his power and his means, he pursued his wicked schemes, and I fear that no compassion lay within him. Oh, when I see the blood I will pass over in the night, were the words he had inscribed above his door. Though he prayed like one newborn, with his every act he scorned the light, and the Lord he claimed to fear. Now the ghost of Gilbert Balfour still haunts my very bones, though he laid them down 400 years ago. And the hooves of long-gone horses still clatter on the stones, and Altland prays that he's no coming home. Yes, there's plenty men like Balfour, and they chill my very bones, though Gilbert died 500 years ago. And the hooves of long-gone horses still clatter on the stones, and Altland prays that he's no coming home. Thanks very much. One of the, I suppose, benefits and downsides of playing gigs solo is that it gives me the freedom to write a very, very loose set list. Because it's just me that has to make the decisions. So my set list at this point says, play a cover. And I'm not quite sure which one to do. I might give you the choice. What do you think about that? I've either got a Bowie song, or a Ray Charles song, or possibly a Silly Wizard song. Ray Charles, right, that's it. Ray Charles it is. Brilliant. I don't think he wrote it, but he made it famous. This is called That Lucky Old Sun. Up in the morning, out on the job, work like a devil for my pay, while that lucky old son, he's got nothing to do but to roll around heaven all day. Fight with my woman, toil for my kids, roll till I'm old and I'm gray, while that lucky old son, he's got nothing to do but to roll around heaven all day. Dear Lord above, can you see I'm crying? Tears all in my eyes. Send down that cloud with a silver lining, take me to paradise. Find me a river, take me across, wash all my troubles away. Like that lucky old sun, give me nothing to do but to roll around heaven all day. Let's hear you on the chorus now. Dear Lord above, can you see I'm crying? Tears all in my eyes. a silver lining. Take me to paradise. Find me a river, take me across, brush all my troubles away. Like that lucky old sun, give me nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Like that lucky old sun, give me nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Thanks very much. That was great. I was just about to drop into harmony there, but I thought the better of it. I'm going to leave you now with one last song, and I'd like to say once again, thanks very much for listening today, being a great audience, and having had the last act sound check, and I think you're going to love them as well. So hopefully you've had a good concert today. Feel free to come and have a chat with me afterwards. I'll be sticking around if you want to hear more about my sessions and sale trips, or possibly buy one of my CDs, or just have a chat about the weather. That would be smashing. Barry Nisbet is my name, and yeah, I'm a musician, music student, sailor, and it's been a pleasure to play for you. This is Desert Wind. It's another traveling song. As I stood by the side of a lake without water, I could hear the wind whisper to me. It came from the north and it came from the east, and it moved in the shimmering trees. I steadied myself and prepared for the onslaught, my eyes closed as it rushed towards me. But it just blew right through me on its way to nowhere, heedless, remorseless, and free. Bright o'er the desert, sun o'er the sky, this wind asks no questions, expects no reply. Aye, aye, aye. Salt blown, sad blown, a moment in time. Held in the desert, then cast to the sky. Aye, aye, aye. Well, I walked many days to a town by the ocean, and I waltzed for a time on the beach, and a red sun would sink on a hazy horizon towards shores that were just out of reach. Caught between a wildness of earth and of water, I followed the path by the sea, and I questioned the birds that fed down by the shore, but the birds just continued to feed. Bright o'er the desert, sun o'er the sky, this wind asks no questions, expects no reply. Aye, aye, aye. Salt blown, sad blown, a moment in time. yet cast to the sky. High, 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 in the place where the mountains rise sheer through the jungle and a heavy surf breaks on the shore. Through a garbage-strewn tarmac of raw noise and sulfur, a stream of humanity flows. And as the light fades and the crowd drifts away, I enter a garden of peace, where the woman who mixes the potion of wonder that makes every tongue clear to my ears, she says there are no answers if you ask the right questions. And she tops up my cup as she leaves. Bright o'er the desert, sun o'er the sky, this wind asks no questions, expects no reply. Aye, aye, aye. Salt blown, sad blown, a moment in time. Held in the desert, yet cast to the sky. Aye, aye, aye. Thanks very much.
Let's hear it again for Barry Nisbet. Fantastic. Remember to check out Barry's music and also all about his sailing as well, and you can put the two together. That sounds like a fantastic time. Just going to take a couple of quick thank yous, and then we'll turn the stage around for our final act for day 4 here at Celtic Connections on campus. Thanks to everybody at GCU, especially here in the Student Association. Thank you to Baxter Story for feeding us all. To Celtic Connections, main Celtic Connections office for helping us here. For the warehouse, for helping us with the PA. Graham from the warehouse is here today. It's great, really a lot of help from them in putting this on. From Brian and Dave at DB Audioware for doing all the lighting. Celtic Music Radio for letting everybody around the world and the noon hear us live. And also, especially this year, to our friends from Trad TV for doing the video streaming. So we'll turn the stage around for our last act of the day. Don't go away anywhere. We're back in Hello, welcome back to day 4, our last act in day 4 of Celtic Connections in Campus, which is hoping to bring you, or is bringing you, lots of emerging talent from colleges, universities across Scotland and Ireland and Finland and, did I mention Ireland? England? I mentioned lots of places. It's great. I didn't introduce myself at the start. I'm Patrick Quinn, a lecturer here, so welcome to Caledonian University. And my fan club's here as well. I don't know if the audience mic picked it up for the radio and the TV. Could you do that again? I'm going to record that and keep that now. That's it. You're far too kind. You're indulging an old man here. That's great. It made me lose my train of thought here now. What was I going to tell you? Take two, yeah. I'll come back on again. Take two. So I was delighted to have you here. And yes, there's lots of students and young people up on stage, and lots of students doing all the sound and lighting and video streaming and TV and radio streaming. So it's great to have. So we're delighted to welcome back John, who was with us earlier on the week from the RCS. John played in a trio earlier on the week. I'm delighted to welcome him back. This time accompanied by Michael Biggins. So put your hand together for John Dew and Michael Biggins.
Thank you very much. That's on. Cool, thanks. All right, so there's a couple of tunes, all from the Donald MacLeod collection, who was a kind of army guy serving the Second World War, actually escaped prisoner of war camp. So a couple of tunes from his book, and going to carry on with a set of reels. And when Patrick came up to us and said, "Yeah, someone's dropped out, so could you could you play a little bit longer?" And I just, by accident, just went, "Yeah, okay." And then I remembered, oh no, I've actually got an accompanist I need to worry about as well. And I thought, what tunes do we both know? So we had a chat out there, and turns out there's 3 that we both know. So we're going to play them. B flat. Oh, you got them? Right, cool. B flat, C minor, E flat, cool. Get some aircon. Come on. I'll put these down for a bit. Okay, so we're going to carry on with a set of retreat marches. First one is one that I composed myself called the Book of Secrets, and the second one is another Donald MacLeod tune called Loch MacLeod. Thank you very much. So that first tune was a slow air I composed in a kind of Gallic air style, but it was written about a castle in the northeast. Yeah, doesn't really happen very much. So it's called Red Castle. So if you ever go to that part of the world, kind of, I don't know, where was it? That's the one, yeah. It's right there. It's right there. And I wrote another tune called Lunan Bay as well. Yeah, I know my grandma lived up there, so we went to St. Cyrus Beach. Yeah, I was going to ask, is anyone here from the northeast? But I just assumed maybe not. But if you are, great. Eh? Oh, yeah, that's another fishing village. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no. Me and my mum lived with my grandma for about a year up there, and it was really sunny for most of the time, which was, if you're not from Scotland, that's. And then the second tune was a tune I learnt from the playing of the band Nos, who are from Orkney. If you ever get a chance to see them, they're great. It's an Irish tune called Willie Coleman's Jig. So we've got one more set for you now. Something else about the Northeast is that they play a lot of strathspeys, so I'm going to play some of them. I'm going to play 3 strathspeys, and then 2 reels, all from the Seaforth Highlanders collection, which was published pre-World War II. And then we're going to finish up with one of my own tunes called The High Bridge Walk, and that's obviously been written pre-World War III, so yeah. Big hand for Michael Biggins, he's been absolutely fantastic, really good. One of the busiest guys I know, so I can't believe he's been able to do it, and he's done a magical job, so yeah, thanks man, cheers, I'll get you a pint. So yeah, this is The High Bridge Walk. I'm really sorry, I forgot to say, Patrick Quinn has been fantastic in organising all this. William for stage managing, and the team on sound, they've done a wonderful job, so please give a hand to them. Wouldn't be possible without them. I've been John Dew. If you've got Facebook, give me a like, that'd be great. Michael Biggins. Enjoy the rest of the week. Cheers.
Let's hear it again for John Dew, accompanied by Michael Biggins. Was that fantastic? Did you have a good day 4 at Celtic Connections on campus? Yes, I thought it was fantastic. So let's hear it again for our fantastic acts we had. We started off with Ape House. Then we had Barry Nisbet, who I think is sailing into the sunset. No, he's still here. And then we had John Dew with Michael Biggins. Fantastic 3 acts. Just want to say a few quick thank yous at the end here. I want to say, show your appreciation to the students who have done all the technical stuff today. And obviously there's the big man himself that always say thank you to over here, William, our stage manager. And there's one other person I want to I haven't actually thanked him individually, and he's acted as my wingman all this week. He's my friend and colleague Adam Craig from Caledonia University. So can you put your hands together for Adam, please? So that's been day 4 of Celtic Connections in campus. We've got one more day, so hope to see you back tomorrow. Take care.